So we're talking about customer retention. We just watched a video about Amazon Prime or just customer retention in general, taking inventory of your business as to why people may be leaving or staying, even if they're staying on for months and months and months. You may ask them questions as to why they're staying on or why did they leave. So you can get a survey. I've encountered people who said they had bad encounters with UCES. So I asked them, what was that? What was your experience? How did that make you feel? To let them know that, hey, that may have been a bad rep, but I just want you to know that the services are amazing. We actually changed our pricing structure and things like that. So that can actually lead into you. I've had so many customers who used to be UCES clients that may have had a bad experience, but I just connect with that client and what their experience was and show them that their experience can be much greater, especially with a representative who's going to take control and actually listen to their problems and what their goals are moving forward. So 1 second, Joy. So we wanted to discuss customer retention because most of us on the call obviously have signed up a customer as of yet. Joy, you just joined, but we anticipate that you're going to sign up customers very shortly. So you definitely want to know how to do that. So now I'm going to come to you, Joy, before I get into my presentation to see what your question is. So I'm asking you to unmute. You can unmute now.
Oh my.
Oh, you're good.
Hello, you hear me?
Yep.
Oh yeah, so I didn't have a question. I just wanted to add that my mom is one of the people that used to be with the company. She had a rep, but he wasn't thorough with her. And now that we signed up this time, she likes the services and she likes the presentations and the videos and stuff. So I just wanted to add to what you were saying.
So not to toot my own horn or anything, but what made her, because she was an agent in the company before, obviously that stalled out. So what made her want to give it another try this go around?
Well, this time there's better coaching, there's better information.
And there's you.
And then I'm here to help her because I guess before she didn't have the help, etc. You know.
Hi, Ms.
Because I'm
Havens.
definitely serious about it.
Yeah, you definitely are, and you're helping your mother get set up as well. And so you've served as a good rep even before you were an actual agent because you were helping her get set up with the services and everything.
Okay.
So thank you for that testimonial. We're going to go into the actual presentation now. It's a play off of Ivan Brown's slides that he made not too long ago as far as customer retention. I've added and subtracted some slides. But yeah, hopefully you guys can see this. So we're talking about the client onboarding process, which leads to customer retention. So you have to make sure that your clients are onboarded properly, just like an agent. So you want to maybe set up a Zoom with them, maybe an onboarding call, or in some cases, I actually get that client's login information and I do it myself to make sure that they do it, because many of them procrastinate. Many of them say they're going to do something and they never do it. And then they turn around 3 months, 6 months later, and they blame the service, say the services don't work when they never even logged in, right? So we got to make sure in some cases that these people are seeing results. So client enrollment process. So this is how it goes in my world. It's different for everybody, but with the automation of JotForm, it has made everything a lot easier. So for me, depending on how I meet a client, maybe it's a referral, maybe I've met them through a post on Facebook, maybe they message me on Facebook and express interest. So my first course of action is to get them to fill out a JotForm. Why? Because the JotForm is going to give me all the information I need. It's going to give me their contact information, just in case they go ghost and they never respond on the Facebook Messenger ever again. I have their phone, their email. It's going to give me what they're interested in. So I have questions on there to ask them, what's negatively affecting your credit? What are your goals for your credit? I've recently added some questions. Do you have a credit card? Or how many credit cards do you have? Do you rent? As Kendra Pack eloquently does, this is all setting them up for the close, right? So we're asking these questions in the jot form in electronic form. So I don't even have to remember from a conversation. It's all in electronic form. Also, I'm asking them if you had the opportunity to earn additional income for referring services, would you be interested? So we're even vetting them to become an agent, even in the jot form. And I'm gonna show you guys that here in a second. So Credit Karma consultation, that's another way that a lot of other people do that. I don't actually do Credit Karma consultation on the enrollment aspect. I do it after the fact. So I do a client intake form. So once they're already a customer, then I'll say, okay, let's go through your Credit Karma and see actually what's going on. And I'm gonna show you how the services are actually gonna help you in that. So I actually don't do that until after they're already a client. Many of us in Superstars, we're freezing data. So many of us are freezing the data on the secondary credit reports to make sure that our clients are seeing the best results possible when we do send those dispute letters out. Obviously, the company provides the dispute letters, which is a beautiful thing. We don't have to do that. The company provides them. So in most cases, your clients are going to send those out. I do have some people who don't have printers, so I send them out. Just to keep that customer retention and to keep that $12 coming in every month. I'll send out some letters. That's fine with me. Remove inquiries. I'm gonna show you how to do that, to send it to the company to make sure that on the second round of their dispute letters, their inquiries are actually included in the disputes. Add positive trade lines. So this is how you can turn one client into potentially $500, $600 in volume from one client, because they're adding the credit model rent, they're adding the secure credit card and everything else we have to offer. Excuse me. So you can actually turn that one client into a hefty amount of volume just by going through the actual client retention process. And bankruptcies and repossessions. So a lot of our clients have these items, guys, and we have the means to help them. You just have to know how as an agent. So a lot of this stuff isn't told. A lot of this stuff we've gotten by just talking to upline leadership or trial and error. And we just tried to put it all into one presentation. So if your client doesn't have a Credit Karma, have them download it and sign up for it, because this is actually going to help you in your efforts to help them. And then also Experian, because that's an easy way. Most people don't know that Experian Boost actually exists. So then you're telling them about something free that they can do on their own, but it actually adds value. Smart Credit, you definitely want them to sign up for Smart Credit as soon as they become a customer, because they're going to be able to produce their credit report from there, and they're going to be able to refresh their credit whenever they feel like it. You need the login info. This is something that we all, okay, so so we all need to be professional. Do not be scared to ask for their login information, because you as the consultant need to make sure that the results come. So this is part of the aspect of making sure that they see results. So I ask for their UCES info. I ask for their Credit Karma info. If they sign up for Credit My Rent, I get that as well. Their Smart Credit. So I get all that information just in case they're a client that lags behind. I can log in and do it for them in 5 minutes. And what that's going to do, some people may say, hey, I'm not going to do all that. Well, if I make sure that this client sees results, because ultimately that's why they pay $188. They want to see results. So if I help them see results, this is going to be one happy story that I can leverage. There's going to be referrals that I can leverage, and then I can I've turned happy clients into a testimonial video or a testimonial post. So then you're able to use that and get more clients, i.e. more money in your pocket. So for 5 minutes, I'll do that. Next slide. Let's see, it's taking forever. But anyway, so we're talking about jot forms. Anybody can do it, guys. Many people were intimidated by jot forms, but you can actually go to jotform.com/myforms and create a form, and you can create templates. So myself, DeMarcus Taylor, and Superstars, we've created a lot of templates for people to use. So you don't have to create anything brand new. So for the client intake form, this is the form that I use when customers join I mean, when customers want to set up an appointment with me to actually use this form, so it's there in the template form for you guys to see. You can't see the slides? Let me try to share again, sorry. That's interesting. Can you see it now? Write in the chat if you can see it now. It says you can see it now. So you should be able to see it now. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. So you can actually search on JotForm UCES client intake form, and this form will pop up. And then we also have a credit freeze form that DeMarcus Taylor developed. So this is what we're talking about with the credit freeze. So LexisNexis, Lance Petway talks about it as well. LexisNexis, ARS, all the secondary reporting agencies, many of us in the Superstars group are freezing their credit so that when they send those dispute letters out, they're getting the best results possible. Because what happens is when the big three, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, are going to verify those negative items, they're not able to verify them because they're not able to access the data. Therefore, by law, they have to remove them, right? So then you're helping your client remove large ticket items in a fast method and a fast pace, therefore getting them results quickly. So these are the secondary reporting agencies: LexisNexis, SageStream, Inverness, ARS, CoreLogic. And I definitely can send you all this slide presentation so you can save it for your records, because right here we have all the links for that. So let me show you an example of what that looks like real quick. Okay, let's try this again. There we go. So this is an example of LexisNexis. So you're literally, that's why you have them fill out the credit freeze form, because then you're able to fill out this information yourself, because your client's not going to do it, guys. But they will. That's the funny thing about it. They will not do this. They won't take the time to do it unless they're like super aggressive and super, 10%, just like agents. Everybody's not going to work, but some people are aggressive and they're going to go the extra mile. So for most cases, you're going to have to do this for them. But this is just additional customer retention methods you can incorporate in your own business, because we're talking about your business. Everybody has their own methods, but if you want to retain customers once you sign them up, these are the steps that are necessary to do so. So you enter this information from the client intake form, and then you actually attach a driver's license and something that has their address. So I usually ask for a utility bill, a bank statement, or a phone bill. So they provide me with their driver's license and one of those items. So I already have that ahead of time. When I sign them up, I ask for those items. So then you click this and you actually attach those items here. And then you'll get a replacement pin. So they'll actually be mailed the replacement pin by mail or by email. And what that is, you'll tell them to keep that, because once we're done disputing the negative items on their credit report, they can use that same pin to unfreeze their credit. So make sure they do that. So I'm gonna go back to JotForm real quick. This is gonna be very interactive. This is not gonna be, all-in-one inclusive event. I'm just gonna keep going to different things because I wanna show you guys. I don't wanna just talk about it. I wanna show you guys how this actually goes. So, okay, I got that pulled up. So here's the credit freeze form. You should be seeing that here shortly. But here's the credit freeze form, and how does it look for the clients. Put something in the chat if you can see that, because it hasn't notified me that you guys can see that yet.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I give them a basic background on why we're freezing the data, right? Because when you're asking for address and phone number and driver's license number and social security number, employer, you're asking for a lot of information in this form. But here's the deal. Before you get scared and before you get nervous, we're professionals, guys. You have to be a professional credit consultant. So you're asking for this information And if you have that posture from the beginning, they have no problem giving it to you. They have no problem giving you this information. They have no problem giving you the logins for the UCES and everything else. So this is going to help you when you fill out that LexisNexis and everything else. So they fill out this form, and this is a template on JotForm that you can search for, and it actually populates wherever you want it to go. So I use Google Sheets, and all of this information populates the Google Sheets, and I use it to fill out the freeze data. So then they submit it, and then you have it. It's very easy. So going back a step, because that's pretty advanced right there. But if you come to JotForm, as I mentioned, there's templates for pretty much everything. So let's see if we go to create form. It's taking forever. 1 second. There we go. So use template. You don't want to start from scratch. You don't have to do that. Many of us have already done the heavy lifting. All you have to do is search. So this is literally what you guys would do as a new agent, as a newer agent that has never used a JotForm. You just search client intake form. UCES client intake form. Here it is, boom. So then you click use template. So at this point, whenever it loads, the information is already there. All you would have to do is literally click. If you see this blue button, all you would have to do is you can change the background. Okay. And then you can, let me see where that is.
I don't see where the blue button is.
Okay, 1 second. So do you see it here? I have my mouse on it. Maybe it's blocking it. Can you see it now?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, so here you go, VP. It's right in the top right of the page. You click the blue button. So it's the designer. So real quick, because I'm not going to give a full overview of JotForm, but real quick, this is basically the blue button is for designing things, and this black button on the other side is to add different elements. So you literally, say if I want to add their phone number, you just drag it here, and boom, there it is. So I delete that now. But anything you want to add, you can add it and make the form your own. So this is what we did when we created it. But the idea is that this is all the information you're getting. Somebody says, hey, Joy, I'm interested in becoming a credit client. I say, all right, let me send you a form, actually, so we can set up a time to discuss. Because remember, we're moving fast. We're moving. We're in a hurry. We're VP Kendra Pack. We have houses to sell. We have meetings and things like that. So I don't have time to sit on the phone with you for 45 minutes. Personally, I don't. I can. That's 3 or 4 credit consultations I could have done within that 45 minutes. So we have them fill this out. And first of all, like I mentioned, we have this on file forever. So we always have a measure to follow up with them. And then also, so you look at the different elements of the form, who referred you. So I have different people who may refer a client to me, and I may throw them $20 or $30 here and there based on if they're a realtor or something substantial like that. So you want to make sure the person who referred them to you is getting proper credit. And then you're just asking regular questions at this point. You know, what's all the items that are in our actual script are now in the JotForm. So that's less time in the conversation that you'll already have. And then also I'm having them click what they're interested in, because when we get on the actual appointment, I'm not talking about all 12 services. I'm only talking about the items that they click that they're interested in, right? So then they schedule an appointment. I have them mark off which measure they would like me to contact them, because some people are, you know, they may not be able to talk on the phone. They want you to text them, or maybe they want to set up a Zoom meeting. So they're selecting the method of how they're going to contact them. So this is basically how you do it, guys. The only items that you probably replace is the logo up here and the background. So I think for the logo, you just click the logo, you remove it. If you don't have a business or anything like that yet, You can remove it and just leave it as is, or if you have a business, you can put your own logo there, and then you can replace the background, and that's literally all you have to do. So then the conditions. So what do you see here? Yeah, that was weird. That's not supposed. Oh, okay. But anyway, so this is the integrations I was talking about. So there's so many apps that you can tie the jot form to, but I like using Google Sheets because what that means is that once they fill out the document, all of that information is going to automatically populate to Google Sheets. So Google Sheets is literally just like Microsoft Excel. So then once they fill it out, that information populates to your Microsoft Excel. But I don't want to spend too much time on that. I just want to show you guys how easy that is. So going back to the presentation. So yeah, those are the forms that I use to gather the information I need, whether it's to follow up with them or to help them see success in the UCES program. So personal information report. This is something else you can do in addition to the normal to gain customer retention. So many people, most of us, we have multiple names on our credit report. We have multiple addresses, multiple places of employment, and potential creditors don't like that. They don't like seeing a whole bunch of names, a whole bunch of addresses. You want a clean report, not just the negative credit items, but you also want a clean report in terms of the information. So you want to have one name, one address, one phone number, one employer. So when you send off the letter, it should look like this. And obviously I can send this to you guys too, but this is something that you're doing. So you're doing this on behalf of your client to get that customer retention. So really the only things you're replacing is their name and address. You're going to do 3 of them. So you're going to do one to Equifax, one to Experian, one to TransUnion. The last 4 of their social, you get that information from the credit freeze form, their name, their address, and then their employer, that's going to be on the credit freeze form, and then their full social security number, credit freeze form, and then their name again. The rest of that stuff, you can leave it as is. So you print 3 of these off, you mail them off to the credit bureaus prior to them sending off the dispute letters. So then the personal information is cleaned up, and that actually makes it easier to dispute those negative items. Because what if they had a collection account tied to an old address? But if that address isn't on their credit report anymore, it makes it harder to verify it. And we froze their credit as well before they actually, the credit bureaus received the dispute letters. So it makes it even harder to verify that old account. So this is why we're doing it. We're making it very hard for the credit bureaus to verify the negative information. So this is above and beyond customer retention practices that if you implement with each customer, taking that additional 20, 30 minutes that it takes, you're going to see a lot of customer retention in your business. So obviously they send in the dispute letters. How does that look? So all of us as agents should know how to do this, but essentially you log in, you click on credit restoration, you click on the green button, access to UCES account. And what do you see there? You see the negative accounts that your client has on their credit report. And when you click progress report, and then you click PDF dispute. So this says, you don't see them right here, but they have opted in, but ideally you're going to see they've opted in. And so that the dispute letters are going to be available right here. If they opted out, this is going to be an empty box and it's going to be red, and it's going to say basically that the letters are being mailed to the client. So I like that as well. I like it. I like when the letters are mailed directly to the client. That makes my job a little bit easier. And then you just do everything. You do the personal information letter, and you do the credit freeze. And then so that gives you some extra time, because when the letters are mailed, it's not going to get there until maybe 7 or 10 days later. So then you handle those items on the front end, and it makes your job a lot easier on the back end as we're going through the dispute process. Another pro tip you can do is the first round of dispute letters, to make sure that the credit bureaus get it, you can send them certified mail, or have your client send them certified mail to make sure that they get to the credit bureaus, because sometimes they act like they never received it. And if you didn't send them certified mail, there's no way for you to prove that they received it. But when you do send them certified mail, you can do that. And this is also just another measure within your business. So any money that so you have to incorporate money into this account to pay for the postage, but any money I put in there is coming from my business. So if they pay me $100, some of that $100 is going to go to the postage, but it's also going to make sure they see results. And I see your comment. I look at all questions and everything at the end. So this is another pro tip, guys, that you can incorporate in your business to make sure that your customers are seeing results. Remove all hard inquiries. So how do you do that? So with Smart Credit, when your customer logs into Smart Credit and they click Smart Report, when you click on inquiries on the Smart Report, this is what it looks like. So it shows all the hard inquiries on their credit report. So what you would do is actually save this and send it to reports at unitedcredit.org. So what that's doing is that our corporate is going to include their inquiries on their next dispute letter. So ideally, you do everything that we mentioned before. Let's say they got 4 collections. So maybe we got 2 collections removed, 2 or 3 collections removed. So they're happy about that. Maybe we got them on Credit My Rent. They're happy about that. They saw a boost in their credit score as well. So then we say, hey, we got some action this time around. We got some good progress. We're preparing for your next round of dispute letters. And the next round of dispute letters are actually going to include any additional negative items that they had that we weren't able to get removed the first time, and the hard inquiry. So now this round of dispute letters, they're going to get some hard inquiries removed as well, especially if they're 2 years or more, or close to 2 years, or if there are any accounts on there that they actually didn't get any accounts with. So definitely want to do that. Send it to corporate. It's increasing the likelihood that they're seeing success. Everything we're talking about on this presentation is increasing the likelihood of your client seeing success, i.e. you being the hero. So everything we're doing is in addition to the normal scope of services. So you want to be the hero. You want them to refer more clients to you because they saw success in a very fast time period. So this sets you up. Like we said, they were able to get negative items removed. So this sets you up for your posture to say, hey, we got rid of those negative items, but you also don't have any credit. So we have to build credit on your credit report. So I have the perfect items. Don't apply for anything outside of what I tell you to apply for. We don't need any hard inquiries because everything that I'm going to tell you to apply for doesn't have any hard inquiries. Credit My Rent, it doesn't have any hard inquiries, guys. Our First Progress secure credit card doesn't have a hard inquiry. So they're basically pre-approved for the secure card when they enter the program. So these are the different accounts that you're telling them to add to their credit report if needed, so that you can also be the hero. So like I said, you're turning that one client into potentially $400, $500 worth of volume just by helping them add more value to their credit report by the positive accounts that we can add. Now, another pro tip is that any other credit builder companies out there, you can partner with them as well. So I have an affiliate account with Credit Strong, Self Credit Builder. I have an affiliate account with them. So many of these companies out there, actually today I got a personal loan with a bank here locally, and they just mentioned to me that they have an affiliate program as well. So I'm going to look into that as well. So guys, you can potentially make a lot of money once again off of one client, because if you add different affiliate accounts to your repertoire and you're sending them, hey, you need to add the Self Credit Builder account with your referral link, just like you have a referral link with UCES. So you made money off of them with UCES. You made money off of them with Credit My Rent, with the secure credit card. You're saying, hey, you don't have any loans on your credit report, so here's a Self Credit Builder loan. You're going to get money off that as well, guys. So you definitely want to learn more as you become more seasoned in the company on how to maximize your money and your results at the same time. Bankruptcy. So we do help clients with bankruptcy or repossessions, not you personally, but if you know how to set them up for success, they're going to be able to get those bankruptcies removed. So what you do is you send the client's information. So you send so when you first sign the client up, you get an email that says their name, their phone number, and their email. So if you should be taking note of that, you should have a spreadsheet or a notebook or something somewhere with all your clients and at least their personal information. So you take that information and you send it to info@crlam.com. That's the Credit Repair Lawyers of America. If you go to their website, it's UCESlawyers.com, I believe, something like that. So what they're going to do is they're going to take a look into their credit report and look and see if they have any bankruptcies or any repossessions. And once again, guys, you're the hero, because that's going to heighten their chances of getting that bankruptcy removed off their credit report. So essentially, this is all on the front end. So you're doing somewhat of work on the front end, but you're helping your client see results as fast as possible. And then after that, all you have to do is follow up with them on a regular basis. So every 30 days, you check in with them, give them a call, maybe set up a Zoom call with them. Whatever you want to do, it's your business, but you do want to check in with them at least every 30 days. You know, but once again, you don't want to just sign them up and then forget about them, because nobody likes feeling like that. You don't like feeling like that. So nobody likes feeling like somebody just signed them up to get a quick buck and then you never hear from them again. So check in with them. And that's why it helps to have their logins for their Smart Credit and their Credit Karma. Because what I'll do is I'll log into their Smart Credit, because obviously they haven't logged in the last 30 days. I'll refresh their credit score. I'll take a picture of the, because if they've seen increase, it has plus 30 points or plus 50 points or what have you. I'll take a picture of that and I'll send it to them. I'll say, hey, just got some results back, doing great. We had an increase 30 points, but in order to increase it more, you need to add credit my rent or whatever. So at that point, once again, you're the hero and they're more inclined to listening to you because they're seeing results. And I use that as well for customers who've missed a payment. Even if they've missed a payment, I'll check in with their results and then I'll follow up with them with results. I'll say, hey, just got some new results in, your score's up 20 points. But I noticed that your card declined. Did you have a new card or did you switch your card? I want to help you see some more results with the company, but we had to get your payment together. And that's going to help them be more likely to to reactivate their payment, as opposed to you just texting them every 30 days saying, hey, can you do your payment? Can you do your payment? Can you do your payment? If that's the only time you reach out to them, that's a no-go, guys. Nobody likes that. So definitely make sure you're following up with them with results. So they can either send updates to you via email, or you can have them send it to reports@unitedcredit.org. So they're going to receive updated credit reports after the disputes have gone through. So they're going to receive those through mail. I have my clients either take a picture of the dispute results page, or I have them scan it to me, and they send it to me, and then I send it to UCES, because I like to save it for myself, my own record. So I have them send it to me, but you don't have to do that. You can have them send it right to reports@unitedcredit.org. Yeah, so we're making sure that they add those positive trade lines once again, because it's helping them, but it's helping you build value for them, and it's helping you build volume for yourself. So maximizing the volume of each client. And the whole idea is to build a relationship with them so that you help them see results and they refer you more clients, and you're creating a success story, because success stories always lead to more clients. Okay. So Joy, what was your question?
Oh, I was just pointing out that I was going to do my return receipts with the post office, because the post office is the cheapest carrier, but they don't play with return receipts. So
Right.
I told my mother we're gonna mail out our letters that way, return receipts, so that we make sure we have confirmation that they received it.
So everybody put their emails in the chat, please. And then starting with you, Joy, tell me one thing that you gathered from the slides or from the presentation.
Well, Wow, it's a couple things. Where do I start? I liked the dispute, how you said that we can clean up the personal part of the credit, because I didn't know we could do that. Because every time, I would check my credit report, of course, it's going to have my old addresses on there, the first job I've ever had. They even ask you questions to verify who you are. And my first job will come up. And I'm like, wow, that was like 20 years ago, and it still comes up. So I never knew that you can do that part where you can clean up the personal, the personal information. I thought that was something that had to be on your credit report.
Nope. And
Yeah, so that was awesome.
another pro tip is that you can send the letters in, but an even faster way is if you pull your credit reports for each credit bureau, either through Smart Credit or through freecreditreport.com, you look at each credit report for each bureau and see what they have on there. And you can call them and literally go down the line. You can call TransUnion and you can say, I see on here that you have incorrect name, because sometimes it is incorrect or it's an old name. Maybe you were married or got divorced or something. So you say, I need you to remove this name, this name, this name, and they'll do it as you're on the phone. I need you to remove this address. I no longer live there. Remove this address. Remove this employer. I no longer work there. So that's the fastest way, is actually calling each credit bureau and doing it like that. But you have to pull your credit report beforehand. That's why Smart Credit comes in handy. Or that's why on Smart Credit, you can actually buy the 3 bureau report. I think it's like $9, but it's really worth it to go ahead and buy it, because then you get to see your credit score for all 3 bureaus, and you get to see the information on all 3 bureaus.
Right. That's awesome. Okay.
And
the job form information. I like that as well. Because I was always wondering, like, how did you get these job forms? At first, I was skeptical with the job forms, because if you get it appeared into your text message, some people is like, oh, is this a scam, or what is this? Or I'm not putting my personal information in this job form. But on the other hand, it does look like it comes from a professional website.
It's all
So
encrypted.
it's
So
like
all the information is kept safe. The whole website is encrypted, so nobody has
okay.
to worry about their personal information being scattered somewhere or something like that.
Okay.
I do appreciate your enthusiasm. I want to hear from Ebony and Tofea what they may have gotten from the presentation, because this is all for the benefit of everybody on the call. We can't hear you, Ebony.
The dispute process.
Now we can hear you now.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes. Just process, the accessibility about the letters, and also the consultation with the Experian account, and what was it, Credit Karma? My question.
You don't get compensation with Experian, but what I was saying is there's a lot of accounts that you can add or create an affiliate account with the additional companies, so that obviously you're getting paid from UCES. And obviously, if you suggest to them credit my rent or the secure credit card or something like that, you're getting paid off of that as well. But then even if you're referring them to a quote unquote outside company, you can set up an affiliate account with that outside company and still get paid on that as well. So I try to set it up, me personally, I try to set it up so that anything I'm referring them to, I'm getting paid for, even if it's outside of UCES, right?
Right.
What were you saying?
I was saying that's right. I don't know why my mic is it choppy?
Yeah, it's okay. Did you have any questions, or did you said you gathered the dispute process from the presentation?
Yes, the accessibility on the form, the dispute forms when they're available when when you said that it'll display in red once. Let's see, I'm taking notes and making screenshots at the same time.
I'm gonna, we're recording, so I'm gonna send this out and I'm gonna send you guys the presentation as well. So you don't have to worry about it.
Okay.
Tofeo, put your email in the chat, please. I don't think I have your email.
All right.
And give me, if anything, you gathered from the presentation.
For me, it was more of the step by step. Okay, wait. Let me just close that for a second. But for me, it was more of the step by step, connecting dots for me. So it's like it was like filling in gaps is what it was doing. So something else that I gathered was the jot form. So I had other jot forms, but I did not have that like freeze portion. So that'll give me something to go back and try to add in and tie into the process now that I'm trying to get back acclimated and moving again. So
For sure. And that's, once again, you can search that. So as a template, you don't have to create that from scratch. You can search credit freeze form. And that's going to show up for you. So that
All right.
basically that gives you everything you need from the client to make sure that they see success.
Yes.
So I just thank you guys for joining. I don't want to take too much of your time. I'm going to send this out to you. And we can continue to do more trainings for those who are willing, because I'm only going to train with those who are willing. But thank you guys, and much continued success to you.
Thank you. Appreciate you.